1996, because we were living in Belle Plaine, Minnesota, and of course I heard that the Hanlons were starting up a motorcycle, the Excelsior Henderson. So that's basically when I heard about it, and I was not, I don't even know if there was internet or anything back there, but I really didn't do any research because it's from my hometown. So, and I was looking for a bike because I was through with Harley. I had a Harley before my Excelsior. Yeah, I had a full dress Harley. I had Electric Glide Classic, and I was going to trade in I was going to get a new one. So when I heard the Excelsior, they were going to make them, and they were going to make them in my hometown, it was a no-brainer. We were going to get one, that's for sure. So that's basically, and like I said, I heard it in '96, and we're moving to Georgia in '97. So I didn't even know the plant. They didn't have the plant started, or the plant, I don't even think located yet at the time. I think in the process of us moving to Georgia, that's when everything, they said, oh, we're going to build it in Belle Plaine, and this is where we're going to put it, and this is how we're going to do it. So, but I didn't see I didn't go to Daytona, I didn't test ride them different places, didn't go to Sturgis or nothing like that. I was just waiting in Georgia for them to get to Georgia. So I didn't even know what they looked like. I didn't get a magazine to see what they looked like. I just knew I was going to get one. I had to have one. But I think at the time, I had looked at the dealer sheet, and I seen Macon, Georgia, which was 120 miles from me. I'm like, that's good. So I went down there and talked to him, and he didn't, what I liked about it is, he said, when they come in, I'll tell you. And I said, well, I want the first one you get, I want a black one. And he said, all right. I didn't have to put money down, I didn't do anything. He said, I trust you. He said, when it comes in, I'll tell you, I'll call you. So, and this was probably in, I think it was the early '99s, because I heard they were going to start building them in '99. So it was just like, probably like in February, I went down there and talked to him. He was waiting for his dealer bike, of course, and he said he was going to have that. So he called me and said his dealer bike came in. So I'm like, well, shoot. I ain't never seen one like person, because I'd never been to Daytona, I never went anywhere to see one. So I drove down there, and I looked at it and I said, hey, this is pretty dang cool. Cool. So I said, let me ride it. And he's like, I don't know about that. And I'm like, come on, let me ride it. I'm not going to tip it over. But so finally, after 20 minutes of talking, he finally said, all right. He said, just drive around a little bit here. And so I did, and I'm like, yeah, the thing kind of rattles a little bit, a little different than a Harley. But I rode it, and I'm like, dang, I like this. I think I can work with this thing, So drove it back, parked it, and I said, well, when your first one comes in, give me a holler. Called me, went down there, and rode it home. And I'm like, God, I love this thing. This is cool as heck. I said, the only thing it didn't have, I was used to a windshield because I drove a full dresser. I said, I'm going to have a windshield. I can't do this without a windshield. So I drove it home, and that's had it ever since. And I said when I bought it that I would never get rid of it. I started going to rallies, since 2000. I went to, rallies. So I knew, the first rally I went to. And I've been went to rallies until I think 2012 or something like that. So, but then when they started the road club, and we heard about that, then me and Tammy jumped on that, and I knew just from going up to Minnesota in the early years, all the years. I still know people that I met 25 years ago, and the only reason I know these people is because of a motorcycle. So of course Waz, who's big in the club, we went to high school together. Well, we went to school together also, so I've known Waz for 50 years. But yeah, it's just been, the longer you're in the group, just the people, it's not about, early on it was probably about the motorcycles, but now it's like, well, the motorcycles brought you together, and it's the people. So they're all families. So, that's kind of why we got married with the Excelsior Henderson group, is because that's your family, or that's our family. So.